Hey guys, Zach Ginn here. So today I wanted to start part one of our two-part series on the easiest and hardest deal I've ever done in my 3 years of real estate investing. Now I'm driving around here in Florida. As you can see, weather is always bipolar over here, but it doesn't snow, so take it as you will. So right now I'm going to talk about the easiest deal I've ever done. Now these two stories are going to be polar opposites from each other. I'm going to start off this one with the easiest one and show you about the hardest one, because I feel like telling you about the hardest one in the end is going to give you some more motivation to go out there and say, hey, Zach dealt with that. Oh my God. And I'm here to tell you an easy one to show you that not all deals can be hard. Now this deal was it was beautiful. It was so easy and simple. You talk to the person, you get a contract, and you close in like 14 days. It was amazing. So I'm gonna tell you about that story. My story is definitely not as easy as Rick's, because Rick's been doing this basically forever, and he's gone way more appointments than me. But in 3 years, doing about 8 to 10 appointments a week, and doing lots of deals, you will come across some very easy ones and some very tough ones. So let's start out with the easy one. So this is a deal, made about $25,000 on it about a year and a half ago. I'd say 2 years. It's in 2017. So it's July 2019 right now, if I'm shooting this. So about 2 years ago. So I get a call from direct mail, and it's just a lady saying she is 70 years old, I believe. It's 2 years ago. I don't think I have the call recordings. If I do, I might include them. But she said she was 70 years old, and her son wanted to sell the property. It was just they were living in it, then they moved out of it. And it was a weird dynamic, because the mom was living there, she was too old, so the 40-year-old son was in there. He lived in the house, and he's taking care of her in this other big house. So she just wanted to get rid of it. She was sick of it. She's sick of paying the taxes on it, and she saw the postcard, and she wanted a quick cash sale for the property. And I just tell her, hey, would you be interested in me going by the property, looking at it, and seeing if we can get a solution for you? And she was okay with that. I called her one more time, asking her questions about the property, running my comps, and in my head I knew my numbers. Let's see here. And it wasn't a nice house. It was a 2-bedroom, one little rinky-dinky frame home, and it was probably worth about, I'd say, like $100,000. And so I knew if I can buy it for, well, it's worth $100,000 if we wholetailed it, which wholetaling's nice and all, but when you're doing those worse houses, they might not work. So I look at it and say, if I buy this for about 50, 45, and I wholesale it real quick, I think I can make some money on it. So I go to the appointment, and I run up there, and I thought I was talking to the seller, which is the 70-year-old woman, and I thought I was talking, and then I was on the phone with the son, apparently. So it was only her on the deed of the house, so I only knew her name. Let's just call her Mary. It's not a real name, but just protecting her here. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Hi. But so Mary, she gave me the son's phone number, and she didn't say it. She just said it's my kid, and I knew the kid was 40, and I spoke to the kid for about. The kid's name was like a gender neutral name. It was really weird. Let's just say it was. Let's say it's Jamie. Jamie's a very gender neutral name. It was another name, but so I was talking to him, and I swear I was talking to a female. Sounded just like a woman, and I was ready to say she or her property, talking about hers, but I didn't say a word. I pull up to the appointment, and I see the 7-year-old woman, and I see the guy there, and it's a guy who's like 40 years old. He's balding, and he's got wrinkles and glasses. And I'm like, who is this? And then the first word is this. He says, like, high-pitched voice, "Hey, is this Zach?" I was like, oh my goodness gracious. So I was completely off-put in the beginning. I was like, wow, this is a man here. So we go in there. I look around the property. The carpeting got ripped up. It needs some work. I realize it's probably worth closer to 80. The property's a little worse. Had some flooding in the back from a lot of water, and grass was dead everywhere. Clearly wasn't taking care of the property. So I found it was about worth 80. So if I was gonna wholesale this, I'd have to give it to someone at like 70, 75. It wasn't a nicer house. And so the more I look at it, the worse the house is getting, and I'm getting a little disappointed. And we come to the end, and she told me off the bat she wants 90 grand for it. And I'm like, oh, 90, Jesus. So I go to the appointment, and I just start talking to her. We're talking about how her husband, who is deceased, built the house himself in like the 60s. And I'm like, oh my goodness, great. I'm like, wow, this house is a piece of work. And I found out she was bluffing on that $90,000 price. I spit out, she wants me to spell out a price. I say, I am lost for words in this house. This is definitely not what you were saying. This is not a $90,000 house. And I swear to you, let's pull the clicker up here. Sorry, you're with me driving, going into this bougie gated community. So I swear to you, she comes to me and she says, you know what? I might have to think about it. And then I say, you know what? Let's talk with you and your son. Let me give you a minute. So I walk out, and I just look around. I just go on my phone, check on my appointments for the day. I said a couple more, and I come back, and she said, "Okay, we thought of a price." And she spit out $55,000. In my head, I'm like, cha-ching, that's a deal. Easy money. And then she, I look at her when she says the price, and I just go, and I go, 55. And then the son says, 50? And I'm like, I just stay blank. And then he says, 45. Can you do 45? In that high-pitched voice. And then the mom, she screamed, said, stop, 45, that's it. And I end up shaking their hands and getting the deal for $45,000. She didn't want to do 40 or anything like that. It was the easiest $10,000 that I've ever got out of a seller. The son was there. Usually the son never helps, but I don't know what was in their head that day. Started 55. I just look like, oof. And then I don't say a word. He says, 50, 45? And the numbers are just going down and down. And I he keeps talking. I'm making $5,000 per word. It is amazing. I am excited. It was truly amazing. It was great. So that was actually the easiest deal I've ever done. I mean, I've never really had them. Rick's had some situations where he's made so many easy deals where he just talks to people. There's easier deals. I would say I've gotten just virtually. I'm getting them, but making $5,000 and doing no work is not easy to me because you're not making the money. So I thought this was a pretty interesting story of a very easy deal I did. In the end, I wholesaled that one, made 25. The property had some code violations, so I ended up making 25 after everything was said and done. But that was it. So that was the easiest deal I've done. We're gonna do a quick video soon of the hardest one I've done, which is quite a doozy.